Alf, why are you slouching? Friends, it's another day. It's another Collectibles Dad video, sealed Pokemon. We are going to talk today about my foolproof strategy. And of course, by foolproof, I mean it's definitely got holes you can poke all in it. But we're just going to discuss kind of my thoughts today in the world of what the hell do I buy right now in the world of sealed Pokemon cards. And I am wide open to feedback here. There's a lot of great long-time sealed Pokemon people that have been collecting this stuff for a long time that comment in, and I want to hear those sorts of comments. I'm just going to share what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing, and we're going to take a look at set value versus current booster box prices and how I'm really using that data to figure out where I'm putting my money next. But before we start, I want to save you money on your first PSA submission. $25 off that first submission with the SCD25 promo code at the shipping and billing screen. Only a one card minimum to try out PSA, SCD25 at the shipping and billing screen. All right, while I do like watching a lot of YouTubers talk kind of on the daily about how prices on certain boxes have moved up, $5, $10. Oh my God, Prismatic Evolutions has dropped 7 cents. Let's make a video about it. I really want to talk more long-term strategy because I'm in this thing. I want to buy, sealed, and hold. We're talking 10, 15, possibly 20 years for some of it. I want to hold long-term. I've bought into the theory that the stuff ages very well. I think that's going to continue on down the road. Nobody can see the future, not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to talk about kind of where I'm looking and just what I'm thinking. So first off, there's a lot of focus around the new sets, and I think that there's some amazing Scarlet Violet sets, a lot of the new stuff. And I think it's going to be popular long into the future. However, is it a huge priority to buy a lot of that right now? Not really. Not really. If I'm kind of sticking to what I've seen as far as patterns go, I'm really focused around Sword and Shield. Now, if Prismatic would be the one set, if it craters, if something weird happens with pricing, I don't know, they just triple reprint it and pricing just shoots downward on it, then I'll buy Prismatic as far as Scarlet Violet goes. But I have a pretty decent amount of that stuff, and I want to focus more on the already aging Sword and Shield. Before I get into kind of thought process around set value versus booster boxes, I want to have Sword and Shield boxes from 2020. And why is that? Well, if we're talking about Rebel Clash, or if we're talking about Darkness Ablaze, or if we're talking about Sword and Shield base, you might say, well, those sets suck. You know, if you look at the set value on those sets, they're just not very good. And that's accurate if you're comparing kind of the set value for those, the chase cards versus other sets. I 100% agree with you. There's one thing though that sticks out with those. In 2020, the Pokemon Company printed about 3.7 billion cards according to online internet sources. But that was really the last year where they printed 3.7. It really started to move upward from there. And now we're talking about how the Pokemon Company actually pared back. And so I'm looking back at those early sets. So if I'm looking at Rebel Clash and Darkness Ablaze, and I'm looking at the price points on them, I like those, just frankly, because it's about a third of the print supply going back in time to what we're seeing now. But look, I'm not saying that the sets are better. I'm not saying that Rebel Clash is better than Paldea Evolved or some of the newer sets. It's probably not. I'm just looking at it simply from a supply standpoint that I want to have some of those. I'm not saying I want all my money in those, but I definitely want to have some exposure to some of those 2020 Sword and Shield sets. Vivid Voltage is another one. Throw it in the mix there. I believe it came out November of 2020. I'll have to double check that, but I think Vivid Voltage was the last one in 2020. Maybe it was early 2021, but again, this is not the current set value, $568. PSA 10 set value, about $6,000. Booster boxes right around $200. Many people will say like Vivid Voltage is pure garbage. Well, again, if we go back to Sun and Moon, I understand supply was more limited on those, but I still like some of the upside here. Even, Battle Styles, Tyranitar card, $786 current set value, PSA 10, $6,200 or so, $200 to $225 for a booster box. Now, is this stuff going to go, is it going to double in the next year or two? I don't think that it will. I think it's going to take a while. But in 5 years, are these boxes going to be $400 or $500? I think that they will be. I think they could be. Let's say it like that. Chilling Reign. I just got my first box of Chilling Reign. It's about twice the price of what you can get a Vivid Voltage box for. And the set value is about twice, $1,751, $1,751. And I'm going off of Arizona TCG here too, guys, by the way. Where are the set values coming from? Arizona TCG is where I pulled the set values, and that's where I'm getting the numbers. And that's as of yesterday. So we're talking about June 7th, 2025. Can obviously vary over time. But Chilling Reign, that booster box, $400, $425. It's actually come back a little bit. I think they were like $450, $475. Evolving Skies, of course, is a $2,000 booster box, but the set value is almost $5,000, $4,700 and change. Of course, the PSA 10s, there's just a lot of great chase cards. The Umbreons, the Glaceons, the Leafeons, all the Eons are in that set. Fusion Strike getting a lot of attention. But you know what is interesting is current set value at $1,600. Am I reading that right? That Chilling Reign has a higher set value than Fusion Strike? And yet the booster boxes are $700, $750 for Fusion Strike, but Chilling Reign are $425. That tells me I should probably get more Chilling Reign boxes. But again, we're going by set value. Maybe this is off slightly, but I just saw that and I was like, that's interesting. Fusion Strike getting a lot of love right now. And I'm not saying that the set's not good. I'm not saying that Fusion Strike isn't good, but I'm saying, is Chilling Reign that much worse? That it's $400 a box compared to $700 for Fusion Strike? Brilliant Stars, $734 current set value, $400, $440 booster box price. And now look, I know there's going to be a lot of nuance to this, different chase cards for each set, but $400 to $440 for Brilliant Stars. And again, if you go back down, I'm not saying that Vivid Voltage is the same as Brilliant Stars, but it's half the price. It's half the price for a booster box of Vivid Voltage. Now again, Pokemon people, sealed collectors, tell me otherwise. Tell me why it would make more sense maybe right now to get Brilliant Stars over Vivid Voltage when I'm just looking at kind of stacking these over time, holding them over time. Astral Radiance, $898 current set value. Booster boxes, again, $370 to $400 for a booster box currently of Astral Radiance. Lost Origin, $1,134 current set value. And those booster boxes are a little bit more pricey, $500 to $550 per. Actually, I picked up a couple boxes of Silver Tempest over the last few weeks, $810 set value, and those booster boxes at $310 to $360. To me, just looking at the numbers here, and again, I would like people to chime in on where the thinking is wrong. To me right now, if I'm looking at Sword and Shield, it feels to me like the real buys are in the stuff that hasn't really ascended yet. Is Lost Origin, is Brilliant Stars, is it that much better than Chilling Reign and Silver Tempest? And then also, is Vivid Voltage that much worse than Silver Tempest or a Chilling Reign, to where they're literally like almost half the price of those? And again, I'm trying to get a basket of all of these things, but as I'm looking to spend my money, I'm trying to figure out, should I just have a lot of Vivid Voltage, or should I have less boxes, but I have more Chilling Reign, add in some more Chilling Reign? Many people would probably say, hey, get some of all of it, have a basket, kind of like what you do with, the S&P. You got a nice like basket of stuff there where you have exposure to all of it. And maybe that is the answer to this. But if we're trying to be strategic, I always like to hear, why someone is buying one box over the other box. There are some good prediction videos out there that are throwing out different ideas and which set they think is going to be worth more, in a year from now. I guess I'm coming at it from more of a, what do you think is going to be the best buy 5, 10, 15 years down the road? Not necessarily like for the rest of 2025 or 12 months from now. This is all interesting talk. There's no right or wrong answer to this, but I wanted to put out in the universe what I've been doing and what I'm doing. I just ordered another 9 boxes, actually from a buddy, another content creator on the sports card side. I've got my Sports Card Dad channel, another guy that I had met through that channel. He is actually, so he bought when they were 80, 90 bucks, and now he's selling them for double. He's double, tripling his money now. Good on him, but I bought 9 boxes from him, and just kind of every month, just kind of steadily building up my Rudy Castle, my Rudy Jr. Castle, or what I think the commenters call it, the Temu Rudies. I'm a part of the Temu Rudies out here, just trying to continuously stack my small positions up and just make a little sandcastle out of it. Friends, have an amazing day ahead. Don't forget to use the PSA code to save money, SCD25, at the shipping and billing screen. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.